Well, as we come on the air, we're taking a live look from Los Angeles as protests for detained workers just wrapped up following some violent protests. Thank you for joining us for THV 11 News at noon. I'm Jurnee Taylor. Now, there were violent protests in Los Angeles overnight, with some demonstrators setting fires and throwing things at police to protest a series of immigration raids by federal agents. Officers have arrested dozens of people on Saturday, and President Trump ordered hundreds of National Guard troops to the city, even though the governor, who normally controls the soldiers, didn't want them on the streets. This is the first time a president has done this without a governor's approval since 1965. CBS's news correspondent Jonathan Vigliotti is in L.A.
Tensions remain high in Los Angeles after thousands took to the streets on Sunday to protest immigration sweeps happening throughout the region and the country. Downtown, protesters set vehicles on fire, threw rocks at squad cars, and blocked the busy 101 freeway.
We're here at what is the entrance to downtown LA, and you can see the destruction that's been caused here. You've got several vehicles that are on fire. We're told that these are Waymo cars. You have the National Guard here, LAPD. They put out tear gas and flashbangs that you hear right now to disperse the crowd. It has been working.
An act of violence, whether toward officers, demonstrators, or the public, will be met with swift and lawful action.
LA's police chief says dozens of arrests were made in the past 48 hours. LA Mayor Karen Bass.
I was hoping to prevent this situation from happening. It's the last thing our city needs.
The latest escalation point, President Trump's deployment of 2,000 National Guard troops to LA against the wishes of city and state leaders, including California Governor Gavin Newsom, who accused the president of, quote, trying to manufacture a crisis to create chaos. Trump denied those claims.
There was a lot of violence there. There was a lot of violence, and it could have gotten much worse. And you have an incompetent governor. Well, we're going to have troops everywhere. We're not going to let this happen to our country. We're not going to let our country be torn apart.
In an interview on MSNBC, Newsom fired back.
And it's immoral. You're creating the conditions that you claim you're solving, and you're not. And you're putting real people's lives at risk.
And we're learning that immigration raids will continue on a daily basis here in Los Angeles for the next month. Jonathan Vigliotti, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Happy Monday. We had some showers and storms impacting some of eastern Arkansas earlier today that have primarily moved out of the state. We're seeing a nice mix of clouds and sun here at the lunch hour, with temperatures generally in the lower to middle 80s, but a few places leading the charge into the upper 80s. Getting a reading of 87 right now in the capital city, 85 in Arkadelphia, 83 in Pine Bluff. Bottom line is getting a little bit warmer out there now as those clouds are hanging out across mainly the eastern half of the state. We will see the opportunity for a few spotty showers and storms this afternoon for primarily the eastern half of the state. So you'll see kind of around 2 up until maybe rush hour, evening rush hour. We'll see the opportunity for some of those storms. We'll break down more of the detail on that as well as the week ahead coming up in your 7-day outlook.
All right, Simone, thank you. Well, THV 11 has new details about an overnight shooting in Little Rock that left one dead and another person in jail. LRPD tells us they responded to the shooting call at Markham and University just after 9 p.m. last night. When they arrived, they found 36-year-old Antonio Simio suffering from a gunshot wound. Simio was taken to the hospital but later died from his injuries. Investigators determined the shooting actually happened at a home on Sandhurst Circle. 27-year-old Akila DeWitt has been arrested for the killing. She's being charged with capital murder. LRPD tells us this is an isolated incident and there is no threat to the public. Now to another THV 11 update on another manhunt we've been following. Just one suspect is still on the run in the deadly mass shooting at Conway's 5th Avenue Park. Back on April 13th, Friday night, police arrested 21-year-old Kedrick Johnson. They found him hiding at a home in Pine Bluff. He had been on the run for 54 days, and investigators believe he was hiding out with his brother, Kamari Johnson, who's now the last suspect still wanted. If you know where he is, call police. State police are also digging into a disturbing discovery in Montgomery County. Investigators say human remains were found near a home in Mount Ida after they were called to help with a missing persons case over the weekend. Police say evidence of foul play led them to the property where the remains were uncovered. Now, a suspect is now facing several charges, including kidnapping and tampering with evidence. State police need your help locating a vehicle connected to the case. They're looking for a black GMC Terrain with Arkansas plates AEV26R. A Garland County Sheriff's deputy is recovering after a serious head-on crash. State police say Deputy Gavin Mason was driving on the Hot Springs bypass around 4:30 Sunday morning when another car crossed the center line and slammed into his patrol vehicle. The impact flipped his car, leaving the deputy with serious but non-life-threatening injuries. The other driver did not survive. ASP is still investigating what led up to the crash. Well, now to Conway, where a group of young men are looking to change the narrative after April's deadly mass shooting at 5th Avenue Park. THV 11's Maya Ellison shows us how.
Somebody got shot. We gotta go.
A few weeks before Easter, a tragedy struck 5th Avenue Park in Conway, as 9 people were injured and 2 others lost their lives in a mass shooting.
Since driving by, there was kind of this black cloud that was over the city.
Now, with the help of city and community leaders, they're working to clear that cloud, and it's all thanks to a movement to change the narrative.
So the first part of this narrative is changing the way we interact with each other and the way we see each other, particularly with African American males.
We wanted to change the narrative of what people view this city as, what people view young people as, what people view people of color or people not of color, but just we want to try and change the narrative of what was originally portrayed here and make people flip their whole mindset of what's going on.
Wearing blue shirts, these are the playmakers, the driving force behind the event.
This does not define a city. This does not define a race. This does not define anything that we stand for in Conway. And they stood up and said, we're going to change it.
Their initiative put in place to shift the perception. It's something Conway Police Chief Chris Harris says is critical moving forward.
We don't want that to be the narrative of Conway. We don't want that to be the lasting impression. So we got together for basically unity in the community.
I love what we're doing, changing the narrative. I always said that I hate when people say don't judge a book by its cover.
Saturday's bash was filled with music, a splash zone, and activities from Conway Police and Fire.
We have a mobile health unit that people can get their blood pressure taken, whether the famous Uncle Tim's Barbecue, who's going to pass out meal tickets to the first 300 people.
Through their efforts, it shows that even after tragedy, hope can rise.
Now just hold on. The change is coming.
In Conway, Maya Ellison, THV 11 News.
All right, thank you, Maya. Well, organizers of the Rise at 5th event tell us the effort is just the start of outreach programs for young men in the community. Well, week 2 of the THV 11 Summer Cereal Drive is in full swing. Tom and Hayden spent the morning in their hometown of Cabot this morning, but now it is Jacksonville's turn. Tom, how is the collection coming along? Oh, I see my friend right there, Rebecca Brown. Tell us how it's going.
Hey, Jurnee, and I got to say a big thank you so much. Arkadelphia and Malvern, a huge success on Friday, and you are right. You saw a friend. She said, I see your friend right there. We got Rebecca Brown. Rebecca Brown, THV 11 reporter, is from Jacksonville.
Born and raised.
You bet. I was born here, moved to Cabot. Hayden, right here, Cabot.
I used to travel to Jacksonville quite a bit, to this specific Walmart, too, to this one right here.
And the folks from First Arkansas Bank and Trust, the mayor is here. Mayor Elmore is somewhere. Oh, there he is, right over there. He's on this side over here. Hey, we're going to be unveiling the total in just a little while. Plus, we have First Arkansas Bank and Trust. Roger's joining us. The mayor's joining us. Stay tuned. Come out and see us until 12:30 today. Walmart Supercenter. Drop off a box of cereal. Back to you, Jurnee.